chick
Me too.
music. Like weird girl music. Like young girl. Not young.
All right.
Not young.
We can talk about that.
All right. Welcome to Gen X Rated Thursday edition. How we doing today, guys?
It's literally a dark day here. It's raining, it's cold, and the mood is kind of going along with the weather. I mean, looking at the headlines today, and yeah.
I would agree. Gino?
It should be a happier day since it's Gene Hackman's 95th birthday, but
Amazing. And he was in Young Frankenstein.
Horny Gene Hackman.
Terrible shit happened last night under the orange cone man's fucking watch. So, not going to celebrate too much, Gene, because bad shit happened. First time in 16 years, mid-air collision. I've just been thinking about that all day, about what a fucking moron Trump is, and how many more disasters we're going to have in this guy's next three-year and 11-month tenure.
Yeah, it's really telling, too, how they respond to these kind of tragedies. And first, the press secretary came on last night, the 27-year-old press secretary, and said the Trump administration sends their thoughts and prayers. Of course, that's a standard. But my feeling was the whole nation really sends it. You're now president of everybody. So let's get off this, it's the Democrats bullshit. I think we all have compassion and understanding when something like this happens. It's fucking tragic.
Mm-hmm.
The response from the orange guy has been horrendous so far. I mean, he basically came out, blamed Obama. He blamed Biden. He thinks Buttigieg is still the transportation secretary, using words like Buttigieg and his bullshit while you're doing a press conference that these families are probably listening to. And he went after DEI hiring was the whole problem for this. Seems odd.
Yes, I'm sure everybody involved was Black or Hispanic, correct?
Or a woman.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure this whole fucking accident. That DEI shit, by the way, this orange troll is going to fucking do some serious damage between black and white people if white people continue to fucking listen to this line of bullshit about DEI.
I would agree.
I mean, all you got to do is fucking Google black contributions to America or what black people invented, and that should shut you the fuck up for the next fucking
George Washington Carver.
So, I mean, dude, this shit, but he invented shit, but, he didn't get the fucking patent on anything because some white guy got the patent on it.
Who was the guy, the black guy that I think he invented air conditioning?
I don't remember names, dude. I did a quick AI search.
But you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Oh, absolutely, dude. I mean, talking about the traffic light, the fucking gas mask. The reason this fat orange piece of shit has spices is because some black guy learned how to stabilize them through chemistry. I mean, this shit's getting a little fucking old, blaming black people and women all the fucking time. But all this fat fuck did was inherit fucking millions of fucking dollars and lose it all just to be fucking bailed out because Democrats are such pussies. They don't know how to deal with bullies. You punch bullies in their fucking face. You don't sit there and go, we're having a meeting on what to do next.
Yeah.
Between the Democrats and dude, believe me, I think it's just fucking boomers. Honestly, they've got me frustrated and stuttering today. Fucking worse than Joe Biden.
It's really hard to see past it. I mean, Hegseth started his conference this morning with his, running the Pentagon by talking about concentration camps and putting it on the golf course down at Guantanamo. This just happened. This wasn't even 24 hours old. And this is your Secretary of Defense talking about that, following that up with DEI is gone, baby, all pumped up about it. I mean, we're in a scary time in that you have Secretary, the actual Treasury Secretary is Duffy, who I think we all know came from the real world, Boston.
MTV, baby, MTV.
Oh, God.
And the first thing he did when he took the podium was praise dear leader Trump about his leadership and how amazing he's been.
Like a good little Nazi.
Would you like to give some of the stats, Gene, on what went down in the last 10 days that might have attributed to this?
Well, let's see here. My mom actually rage tweeted me this morning and she sent me this January 20th. FAA director fired. Now remember, the orange pussy grabber's president. January 21st, air traffic controller hiring freeze. January 22nd, aviation safety advisory committee disbanded.
Let me just stop you there to interrupt on each of these points. We're about 3,000 air traffic controllers short. So freezing is not going to help. Very difficult job, high stress level job. We could use more people doing it. I only wanted to circle back when you said about the administration, the FAA administrator who quit. He was pushed out by Elon Musk because he wasn't all about X space and their fucking safety violations, and he wouldn't give launch dates. So he was told, even though he's a 5-year mandatory contract, or however you want to do it, he's independent. He was asked to resign. Go ahead, Gene. Sorry.
Nah, now you motherfuckers remember that next time fucking Louis DeJoy's fucking name came up, because he kept his fucking job. Democrats and Republicans do shit differently. I mean, I shit on Democrats all the time now because they're fucking pussies, but at least Democrats do fucking try to honor the Constitution. They do try to follow the fucking law. They don't try to fucking break it. And they don't go around blaming black people and fucking women for all their fucking problems. But the last one, let me see here. I told you January 28th, he offered a buyout and a retirement demand he sent to all existing employees. And then yesterday, the first mid-air collision in 16 years on his fucking watch. Let me repeat that. On his fucking watch. Anything that happens from here on out is on his fucking watch. He can't blame Biden. And why the fuck he's blaming Obama, I have no other idea than the fact that he is really fucking bothered by the size of Obama's penis, and he cannot get that shit out of his fucking brain.
Well, and I think I keep seeing things on the 25th Amendment. You know, with him, he's just reading off a piece of paper. It sounds like a fourth grader who practiced it several times and then read it in front of the nation and then reread it. And he's saying the same thing. Let's also not forget that he fired the head of TSA along with the head of the Coast Guard. With TSA, they're talking about letting the airlines handle it. To me, that's like letting a corporation handle it. When shit happens, they're like, oh, well. And I would like to add that I pay a lot of federal tax. So if everything's at the state level, what am I getting that I'm paying for towards my federal tax?
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, and by the way, my mom also said when she was getting her, when she went back to college in the 80s, quote, I had air traffic controllers in some of my classes in Bellevue College in the 80s when Reagan fired them all. Say what you will about Democrats, but Republicans really know how to fuck things up. That was my mom. Because when she went back to get her undergrad, because she didn't finish, because she had me and she was busy feeding me and shit. She had a bunch of air traffic controllers in her fun class because they all got fucking fired. I mean, that's real safety. You Republicans, I swear to God, I don't even know how there hasn't been more crashes. I can't believe people aren't more fucking afraid to fly. We are a fucking Keystone Cop clown shoe fucking, it's a circus, man. It's really fucking frightening that this group of white dudes only thinks white dudes can do this shit. Otherwise, we're in grave danger. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Did they not see 8 years ago when we were eating fish paste and shoving lights and bleach up our fucking mouths past the Costco? I mean, dude, the fuck are you morons talking about? This dude said, shove a light up your fucking ass. And Fauci's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You motherfuckers, wake the fuck up or you're all going to fucking die. That's all I have to say. I digress.
And again, we're all in this together. So it's really telling that first we talked last week, 2 days ago, about the CDC being basically shut down. So we're not really hearing much more about bird flu or TB. To keep you up to date, in Kansas, the TB has 67 active cases. 2 people have died, and 146 people are infected. Might be a place to avoid. Bird flu, I think we already talked about in Hudson Valley in New York, that they had to kill nearly all their chickens and ducks. They will not be coming back. It's in California. It's in every state. So we could really use some leadership. We could really use some people in the know. But what we're getting when you're looking at these people that are being subjected to Congress's questions are people that are lying. Patel's up there lying. He put out a video and a music thing for the J6 people that they did in prison, and he acts like he doesn't know who did it. The pushback's been pretty good on the Democratic side, but this man is not qualified. Hegseth was not qualified.
Look at him.
And then they do what dear leader says, but that protects none of us. That's 99% of us, 99.9% who aren't in the 1/10 of 1%, who have no protection. There's no guardrails for us other than each other. You better get to know your neighbor and your community, because if you're hungry, the feds aren't coming for you. They already want to get rid of FEMA. We know that, which is ridiculous. We talked about the reasons why that's silly, but they really want you on your own. So learn to make a friend.
You do know why they lie now, right? You do know why they lie all the time, right?
Why?
Because Congress has a fucking sergeant at arms, and they got a fucking prison underneath that goddamn fucking rotunda, and they never fucking throw anybody in it. They never fucking hold anybody in contempt. And if you're not going to hold anybody in contempt, put them in fucking handcuffs and throw them in that fucking jail, then why not just fucking lie? Nothing's going to happen to them if they fucking lie.
You're
This
right.
is the problem I have with Democrats. You just let motherfuckers lie, and then you'll fucking go on CNN or MSNBC and go, oh, what was me? Instead of fucking screaming, this motherfucker should be in fucking prison right now for contempt. Because I would be in prison if I fucking testified and lied. Remember how upset they were at those baseball players that all lied at that steroid hearing? They wanted to throw all their asses in fucking jail and shit and hold them all in contempt. I mean, I don't even know. What do we do? Start a fucking third party? My head is just swimming today.
Maybe.
I mean, do we call it the fucking independents because there's more of us than Democrats and Republicans? And
I would agree.
We put Rob out there to run for president, right? And
I'd vote for him.
Bill could be the Secretary of Defense because he doesn't drink. And oh, by the way, Pete Hegseth, Jack Daniels invented by a black guy. I'm going to send you a bottle, you bitch.
Yep. Well, dude, if you look at it, really, it's just DEI for mediocre at best white people that are unqualified. But hey, they're white, they're the right color, so let's bring them in. It's reverse DEI. That's all it is.
It's not even white. The psychopathic, psychotic, crazy white people.
Completely unqualified.
They're unqualified. They're insane. They're in a fucking cult, and no one will fucking say it. You should be saying it every day. They're in a cult, guys. I mean, Jesus Christ. This guy got reelected. I mean, allegedly. But I mean, they're in a cult, and it's kind of frightening that the media, our boomer senators are getting together and they're strategizing on what to do next. It's fucking crazy. And Hakeem Jeffries, by the way, is tweeting out, "There's only one God," and blah blah blah. And like, fuck you and your fucking God, Hakeem Jeffries. That's not going to get us anywhere with your fucking God tweets, motherfuckers. Get your ass out there and start motherfucking these people. Why are the Democrats just relying on regular people like us to fucking scream about this shit? Which we are, by the way. Why they sit back and do fucking literally nothing.
They're not even listening. And here's the thing.
Go ahead, Billy.
So they made a documentary. It was called Game Plan. So you had a bunch of like security experts, high-level people with very deep backgrounds, and they all got together to game plan exactly what this scenario was going to be. It was before the election to come up with some kind of a game plan how to deal with this shit. What came out of that? Where's that?
Maybe they're going to.
I don't know. I never even heard about that shit.
Yeah.
So just now. So.
Well, we may have to look into that further to see if there is actually anything happening.
And not only that, in this fucking cult, dude, these fucking assholes have been pardoned for what? 6 days from January 6th?
Oh my gosh.
And
Three of them have been sex trafficking underage.
One dude got shot.
Three of them.
One guy was
killed. 3 of them are sex traffickers. One of them got shot by a fucking cop. And one bitch just got a 17-year fucking prison sentence for killing someone while she was drunk behind a car, driving a car. They just got the fuck out. What the fuck?
Only the best people.
Yeah, the best people.
I'm
Okay.
It's I don't know. I can barely talk today.
It's a slow faucet drip here because he's a very spiteful, small man. So like Chris Wray, when he left, anybody that he promoted that was a senior FBI person was either demoted or reassigned under Trump because he's very spiteful.
Mhm.
Also, they like to parade around that there'll be no funding for public schools that teach critical race theory or any history that they find a little disturbing.
Dude, how? Yeah, I mean,
You
that
can't
is.
change history. You can learn from it, and failure to do so, I think we know what that leads to. Repeating it.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
It's just ridiculous.
Pathetic
And
how little African American history we actually did learn
Oh,
growing up.
wait, not to cut you off, but that's gone too. Holocaust Remembrance Day, gone. Black History Month, gone. MLK Day, gone. Not interested in it. It's just not white enough, and it really reflects poorly on whites in some way. I'm not sure, because all 11 months leading up to Black History Month are White History Months.
yeah, I remember when I was a kid asking our dad one time, I'm like, you got Mother's Day, you got Father's Day, when's Kids Day? And he looked at me and he's like, every day is Kids Day.
No doubt.
So true.
Yeah, every day is white people's day.
Well, you know, I would be concerned about the holidays and the remembrances he's getting rid of if I didn't think this guy's going to kill a lot of people, and it upsets me. And chances are he's going to kill mostly fucking MAGAs, because other dummies that are going to shove fucking bleach up their ass and fucking, you know,
Well, and when they cut
ivermectin and shit. So.
And when they cut the federal spending, 8 of the 10 states that get the most federal help are red states.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, why can't you get a Democrat to say that? That's the shit that drives me crazy. You've known this your whole life, Rob. We've been saying this a long time before we started the podcast. How many Democrats you ever get on going, hey, you red states, you're fucking welfare states.
Yeah.
You fucking pay in far less than you fucking take. You should probably shut the fuck up. And oh, by the way, when the shit hits the fans, you all run to the cities. When you run out of money and you go poor and you fucking need a fucking job, you all come to the fucking city, because there ain't no shit out at the steel mill that closed, or the fucking suburb, or dude, these people are or the small town that fucking died.
Mm-hmm.
People are fucking idiots. And oh, by the way, this guy halted immigration. This country is going to be a regressive country. If you are not growing, you are fucking shrinking. We aren't making enough fucking babies of any fucking color after this guy gets through with us. So get ready to be a developing country, or a fucking second world country, or China's bitch or something. And you're fucking doing it to yourselves. So when it fucking happens, and the 3 of us are doing this podcast in Punta fucking Cana, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You've been fucking warned. Wake the fuck up. I mean, seriously, this is a fucking wake-up call today. There was just a fucking mid-air crash, and this motherfucker's trying to blame it on black people, and I'm pretty fucking pissed about it, and all black people are probably pretty fucking pissed about it. Y'all need to knock this fucking nonsense off on that fucking other side, blaming fucking black people and women for all your fucking problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and to your point, it affects all of us. I mean, that tragic collision, just the people involved coming out of Wichita, Kansas. I mean, we saw them figure skating 5 days ago. I mean, the one guy person couldn't get on the flight because his dog was too big. I mean, that's just lady luck, how sometimes that happens. Maybe it wasn't his time. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into that stuff, but the point is, all these lives were lost, and all we're doing is bitching about the last administration. We're not going to change it. We're not looking to hire more air traffic controllers. We just want to go with it, because the new system is kind of like with Eric Adams, who's about to have charges dropped mysteriously. I guess he gave Trump a permit to host some Saudi event in New York. So now he's on the good side. I mean, is that how we want to live as a nation? That's not how we were taught growing up.
No, that's what you have in an oligarchy and a kleptocracy. That's Russia. We are basically living like Russia. Curry favor to the great leader, right? And you'll get what you want. But it's all corruption, man. They're just corrupting and looting out of our pockets. They're cutting service.
And it's really bigger than the orange guy. I mean, I saw the whole thing about
he's
J.D.
the useful
Vance and Peter Thiel, and how he just took a shine to J.D. Vance for some reason. Maybe it was the eyeshadow or the eyeliner. I don't know. But the guy never really
tight pants he wears.
And he was basically a glorified intern, and all the different projects that Peter gave him, for some reason, he showed an interest in him. And then all of a sudden he wants him to be a senator. So he pumps in $2 million.
Dude, it's worse than that. Glorified intern that was sent off to a fucking office to write a book, Hillbilly Elegy. That's all he fucking did in his time. At all these corporate, he didn't innovate anything. He didn't fucking lead a team. He sat in an office and wrote this piece of fucking fictional bullshit that shit on fucking the white hillbillies of fucking West Virginia or Appalachia or fucking whatever. That wasn't an ode to you motherfuckers. He was shitting on you motherfuckers. If you didn't catch
while pretending to be one of you at the same time, while cosplaying being poor, yet shitting all over those people.
No doubt. It was what the interesting part, I think Rachel Maddow talked about it the other night, was that as bad as the polling numbers, once Peter decided Vance was the VP and told Trump as much with his money and power, you saw what happened to Vance. He went to the donut shop. He made people uncomfortable. He's awkward and weird.
First time here?
People didn't like it. So they were like, hey, his polling numbers are awful. Why don't you get rid of him? Well, Trump has no say in that. So how important is Trump in their overall scheme? I mean, he just isn't. He's a figurehead who seems kind of half slow and dim-witted, frankly. And then that guy saying, hey, let's see if we can get a third term for him. How old is this guy? You tell me what this guy's going to look like in 8 years. Are you insane? Let's get through tomorrow with this.
Right?
It's constant trolling. They already fucking know this guy's probably going to drop dead from high cholesterol in fucking office. But it's just the way these fucking assholes, these fucking Nazis, and I shouldn't even call them Nazis, these fucking white supremacists, that's how they fucking constantly fucking troll us to fucking get our blood pressure up. And
it's up. It's working.
I'm with you, dude. But it doesn't fucking help when you have fucking Senator Bob Menendez, Democrat, getting sentenced to a fucking 11 years, coming out on the stoop and going, hey, Trump, you were right. It's the SDNY. They're corrupt.
I know, right?
Fuck. Give me a pardon.
Yeah.
This Americans in general on both sides, they've been duped. We picked one side or the other side, and we've all been fucked. But your side's fucking crazy. And your side legitimately wipes its ass with the Constitution, you fucking maggot turds. And that's the fucking problem, is you guys can't even do what old school Republicans did and stay within the realm of fucking believability when it comes to the Constitution. You literally just shit on it, just like you shit on the fucking floors in the halls of Congress. You're fucking garbage people. You're all fucking garbage. You're deplorable. And since I ain't running for fucking president, well, Rob doesn't let me say that word anymore, so never mind. Anyway,
George Carlin said it best, man. It's a big fucking club, and you ain't in it.
100% right. And I saw him before he died, and I saw that fucking tour in Vegas with my producer Melissa, and I didn't know how prophetic he was going to be, and I also didn't know he was pounding fucking opioids the way he was, and he was going to drop dead. But that being said, he was spot on. He's always been spot on.
Dude, Frank Zappa was spot on.
Oh, 100%. And never back down. Would sit with the smartest fucking minds on any talk show host and just rip them to shreds. It didn't matter.
Amazing.
But, you know, he played guitar and he was a musician. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, dude, it's very frustrating to have people take this fucking orange pussy grabber seriously. He's not even a good politician. He was never a good businessman.
No, he's a horrible person.
He's not a good. He speaks at a third fucking grade level. He probably has frontal lobe fucking dementia. He stands
that's
like
turning to oatmeal,
board. He has to wear special shoes now. Apparently, he shits himself and fucking wears a diaper for the last 10 years. And Stormy Daniels says he has a cock that's shaped like a tiny fucking tiny mushroom. What is it going to take for you motherfucker? And he's from fucking New York City. So anybody from the fucking South that's like, that's my boy. You motherfuckers were like, Yankee, get a rope fucking 20 fucking years ago. Now all of a sudden fucking you love the Yankee. What the fuck, dude? It just makes sense.
What about the thought of capping age for running for president? Let's just say 65. So you'd be out by 73.
It's a good idea.
Fair enough.
I mean,
what about just educating America and having civics again and having some fucking common sense and getting back to at the very least, the way we were fucking taught in school. I mean, I know it's a computer age, but dude, if you don't teach your fucking history, if you don't give us any inkling on how government works, these generations come up fucking listening to Trump thinking this is literally how
they have no idea.
Works.
They have no clue.
So it's not even about how old you fucking are, because Bernie's still pretty fucking sharp. Not that I would want him to run for president at fucking 90.
Agreed.
But that being said, it's really about us. We got to educate us. We are woefully undereducated when it comes to our own civics, our own history, our own shit. So
well, and our generation was fortunate. And I will say this: I feel like when you learn that history, it gives you a certain passion. When you learn about the Constitution, when you learn through civics about our process becoming this kind of nation, it inspired a lot of people to get involved. It got a lot of people involved in either law, perhaps, or government itself. And you need that passion. You can't just have negativity constantly beating down on you and then finger pointing. Trump could have stood up there and said, hey, this isn't, we can do better. This should never happen. Instead, he just points fingers and then goes and shits himself. Like, it's not helpful. We're not inspiring anybody to want to get into this shitty business because now it is. Politics, it's just dirty now. Not that it hasn't always had its way. LBJ was notorious for bullying people at the urinal. Some things never change. But to Gene's point, all within the Constitution, all with respect for the people that laid the foundation for this nation. Gone.
Yeah. Well, and the interesting thing is, LBJ was arguably a racist, yet he pushed through the Civil Rights Act.
That's right.
The war on poverty.
Yep.
Because of pressure, because of what would have happened had he not. And that's what that's what we have to get back to. Putting pressure on pieces of shit we elect that decide they don't want to fucking do what we want them to do. You put pressure on them. And I don't even know what that means. And by the way, LBJ was such a bully because he bullied his own goddamn tailor. He's like, there's not enough room in these fucking pants. And these
I saw that. Yeah.
There's recordings. He was strapping a fucking full on. Let's put it this way: Jerry Jones would be very proud to have him in the locker room.
He could play on Jerry's team anytime.
But yeah, Bill is absolutely right. This guy's a fucking stone cold racist from fucking Texas, but he's the one who fucking signed that legislation.
Sure.
And there was a reason.
Well, he got it through. I mean, he twisted arms and pounded it through.
100%.
Well, and part of, like you say, about pressuring them comes from unity. So their whole thing about dividing us, making me mad at the neighbor next door because he's this color or that color, or the woman who might be taking your job, they're terrible people. It's just all divisive. And then
it is.
To your point, Uncle Bill, we got to avoid this shit. It's all distraction and stick with the point of trying to get together to gain some traction, to make some change.
Yeah, I mean, they keep us at each other's throats, so we don't see what they're doing to us, how they're picking
by the way,
how they're robbing us blind.
It's little things like that fat fuck's never taken stairs in his entire life. Who invented fucking automatic elevator doors? A fucking black guy. That fuck supposedly had an assassination attempt against him or two.
Oh, that was such.
Had he actually fucking been shot? Who fucking invented the blood bank? A black guy. So you should shut the fuck up, Trump, because you would be fucking dead if you got hit with a bullet, and a black guy didn't invent a way to fucking preserve fucking blood to put back in your fucking body after you got hit, you idiot. And we know your fat ass doesn't take stairs. It takes golden escalators and fucking elevators with automatic doors invented by a black guy, you stupid motherfucker. Sorry.
All right.
You're not wrong.
I feel like we've covered a lot of their reaction. Moving forward, how that reaction is going to change absolutely nothing because they've pointed the finger at somebody else's problem. But just to finish.
Rob, one more thing. Why does Trump always look frumpy? Because the fucking racists never used an ironing board, which was invented by whom? A fucking black person. I'm just saying.
I love it.
Well, here's the thing, man. Our generation, we were born with a fucking built-in bullshit detector. And the fact that some of us are falling for this is extremely disappointing. This is not how we were raised. This is not how we grew up. We were feral and we were fearless. We did our own shit. We were gone all day doing stuff.
Yeah.
Our parents didn't know where we were. We didn't know where they were half the time. We had to come home and cook dinner, take care of the laundry. We handled shit.
Yeah.
We didn't fall for this bullshit. And now the fact that a lot of us did and are still falling for it is just, it's extremely disappointing. So, hey, maybe at some point you need to turn in your Gen X card because you've been fucking promoted, or I should say demoted, to boomer.
Yeah.
You're pointing fingers, you're blaming, you're looking for easy excuses. Fuck that. That's not us.
Yeah. And it's a shame because they were educated. They did go to decent public schools. They did have the advantages. And now they just turn their back on them.
Yeah.
Hey Rob, don't you have a buddy that works for InBev or some shit like that? That was because you sent me something about don't worry about drinking beer. You're not gonna get bitch tips, but you never explained why. You just said keep drinking beer. Maybe you could explain that to me. But I'll tell all you fucking chubby beer drinkers out there with bitch tits, especially you white guys. Refrigerated trucks, black guy. I'm just saying. You know, I didn't even know about. Remember the movie Hidden Figures, NASA?
Mm-hmm.
When that fucking movie came out, I actually got pissed. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't fucking know this. Shame on you fucking white people for not teaching me this shit.
Yeah, they didn't teach it to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shame on you. And now you're trying to fucking erase it when we just started fucking getting some of this shit back. That ain't gonna fucking happen. The opposite will happen. Blacks will consume Black history. They will know more than ever during the Trump fucking era because he's forcing us to. In that respect, it's a fucking good thing. But the fact that he's brainwashing or gaslighting a whole bunch of fucking Caucasian people into believing that fucking black people get you killed, shame on you, motherfuckers. Black people save your lives. Fucking Google Tuskegee Airmen, motherfuckers, and talk about all the white pilots that thanked them for saving their fucking asses. You guys need to fucking knock this shit off. Do a quick fucking Google search. You have no fucking excuses anymore. There's no Britannicas you have to fucking sort through to figure this shit out. It's not an encyclopedia. Just Google some shit, AI some shit, and figure out the contributions black people have made and tell that fucking orange cone piece of shit to shut the fuck up. Because I'm not fucking having this shit today.
And we won't even mention the Tuskegee experiments that they did, which were horrific.
Oh, fucking horrific.
The other Tuskegee thing. Just letting people get syphilis and, hey, we'll just tell them we're curing them, but we're just going to observe them for 20 years.
Watch and see how they react to not being
horrible things fucking happen to them. So they've experimented on our fucking bodies. I mean, dude, enough already.
Yeah.
Who was the original DNA donor?
Well, for
woman.
cervical cancer, it was a black lady. That they used her cells to basically cure fucking cancer today because they used them for research. Dude, I know. And they didn't ask her fucking permission, by the way. They just stole them from her when she was dying from cancer.
That's what they do.
So, yeah, I know. I'm a little amped up today, dude, but I'm not going to do 4 fucking years of Trump fucking blaming black people and fucking women and lesbians and trans and all this shit while fucking kissing Caitlyn Jenner on the cheek at Mar-a-Lago. That shit ain't going to fucking happen. This fucking okie doke where I'm just wink, I'm just kidding. You're really a woman and you can use a female bathroom here at Mar-a-Lago. But I'm going to tell the rest of the country, that you're a fucking man. That doesn't fucking work. It's bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Don't fucking fall for it. Grow the fuck up. We may not have the same civics classes anymore, but you certainly have the information age. You can get the information if you want it. Quit going to the channels that make you feel good and go somewhere else where you can actually get the fucking truth.
Educate yourself.
Challenge yourself.
Google. If you have questions, again, always feel free to comment. We'll be happy to do.
How do you know that I knew LBJ had a giant wiener? It wasn't fucking Encyclopedia Britannica. It was some goddamn shit on the fucking internet. I'm just saying, dude. They weren't. Tom Brokaw wasn't talking about LBJ's cock size when he was when we were listening to all those tapes from LBJ. You got to get these things in strange places. That's all I'm saying.
For sure. And care a little. Let's get back to caring.
I care too fucking much. That's the problem.
Agreed. We need others to join that club. So this was something we had talked about from earlier generations. Exercise equipment, weight loss, some of the fads that we grew up. Today, Gene, you know who this is, correct?
That's Tony, what's his face, right?
Tony Little, isn't it?
The Gazelle machine that he invented.
Yes.
I didn't know he wore makeup and looked like Amy Schumer, but holy shit.
And what I was going to say is I think he'd be canceled today because he looks like he might not be right. Am I right?
Dude, I mean, as such, there is a thing as canceling. Yes, there are a whole bunch of groups that try to cancel people. and he does look really strange and funny when he does that thing. So he might be
He
canceled.
does. There's the little machine. Keep in mind he is married and did produce a child. So,
and keep in mind he didn't make one of these machines to hold my weight, so I could never do this fucking thing because the weight limit's like 250. Like
nobody got jacked on that thing. There's no resistance to it.
You're just flowing.
You're just I mean, you're moving your legs. You're getting your heart rate up, but you're not building any muscle. It's not that challenging. You've got to stay on that thing forever.
Rose. It's for the bedroom. He's stretching out your groin, so when you start dating a stripper again, you can do crazy moves on her. Look at how far he can spread his fucking legs, dude. It's a groin exercise. Groin, hamstrings, ab, and cardio. But yeah, it's not very hard, probably. But I broke the machine when I tried it.
Dude, how many of those things end up as just clothes racks?
That's Body by Jake.
Bodies by Jake. Very popular.
What did he do? Did he do aerobics or weightlifting, or what did he do?
He would do some weight training. Most of it was your own weight, so it wasn't actually weights, but it was a good start to getting away from just some of this stuff, which is Richard Simmons. You had Jane Fonda's workout.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one? Well,
Jane Fonda had a morning aerobics show.
Denise Austin.
Oh yeah, Denise Austin.
Denise Austin, yes, she was very popular as well. Here's Denise. Again,
he's still kicking.
Yeah, and a lot of that has nothing to do with muscle mass, which I want to talk about in a minute. But when we grew up, you had stuff like the Perrier in parks. They would have different places where you could walk the park and then get off and do a couple exercises. Maybe you remember this one, Uncle Bill.
Yeah, dude, there's one over at Shaw Park in Clayton.
Nice.
Yeah, they still have them. I see them all the time. And those things are built like brick shit houses. You can't break or bend those. So
no, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They work very well.
And I wanted to. I have another illustration. It was a little bit more familiar to us on that Perrier thing. If I can find it really quickly, just it's kind of different because here's Jane Fonda, by the way. And I did want to touch upon that. Here's Jane.
Bill, did you ever think for Jane Fonda or no?
Not at the time, no, but now I kind of do.
I mean,
fair enough.
She started the trend. She was extremely popular. And then we had a lot of women doing, jazzercise, which I guess was fairly popular.
When I met my wife / producer Melissa, she was an aerobics instructor at a place called the Club downtown, and she taught step aerobics for like a decade.
And she had a very goofy sidekick there, didn't she? Or colleague, I should say.
Which one? Oh, your ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Oh, that's when she was teaching at Ohio State. She was teaching aerobics, Buckeye aerobics. She worked with
Bill there.
Uncle Bill, this is the standard that Gene said he couldn't break, and you're right. Those are giant,
unbreakable. Big people can use it.
Those things aren't going anywhere.
No, they work very well. Did you guys used to do these at least, or did you do them?
We did. We'd fuck around with it. We were pretty young, but at least it was an option. If you were bored at the park. This is Bodies by Gilad, the Israeli assassin. That was on ESPN, Bodies in Motion, and everybody loved to see everybody loved to see the ladies because very popular.
Very popular.
Bet he had a giant bush like Adam Sandler. What was that movie? What was that movie when Adam Sandler was talking about the bush? The bush.
Zoltar?
Zoltar, yeah, whatever. I never saw it. I saw that one part on YouTube.
Yeah, I never.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm talking about crotches a lot today, man. My mind.
It must have been. Jane Fonda that did it to you. It's okay.
No, I wasn't Jane Fonda. Definitely Denise Austin and that chick that does the equestrian shit on the golf courses. Prancer size.
Who's
that?
Pull
up the Prancer size lady. She's fucking great. I don't know, some lady that just put out all these videos, and she would get on Florida golf courses on the golf carts, and she'd start skipping around like an equestrian, and she named it Prancer size, and she wears like these camel toe like yoga pants where you can just read her lips basically, and it's quite
No new
hilarious.
taxes.
So if you ever have a chance, Google prancer size. It's fun, but she's in shape. She's in good shape, doing her
Oh
thing.
yeah. Listen,
That's what
anything that
Melissa
gets you
taught with
moving.
step aerobics. That's what
Well,
Melissa and your girlfriend taught right there.
Yes.
Bill.
And this started a little bit more of the fitness craze for women. One of the things I wanted to say was fitness in the 80s was more about getting women's physique to what men liked, right? They liked thin females. No shape. We're not using weights. Anybody that's doing that's probably a man, right? So the emphasis wasn't actually on the health of women. It was more about what men like. So you saw a lot of jazzercise, whatever. You had the old people sitting in the chair just doing their little exercises. But I felt like, or it seemed like, weightlifting was kind of taboo for them. I'm getting a text from Uncle Bill. I don't know why. So it wasn't even doing cardio for cardio's sake. Again, it was to keep this physique that men really wanted. It was all about men. But
Which was
in
the physique of like
1974,
a 10-year-old boy, by the way, because I remember when physiques changed and went from curvy to all of a sudden we rolled into the 80s and
straight
everybody
up.
had to look like that chick from 16 Candles in the shower, or one of those blonde girls in that movie that just had no hips and just a straight line,
Boyish.
Yeah.
super thin, and
No hips, no
it's
ass.
weird how those trends change. But dude, women have definitely taken their shit back over the last couple decades.
Well, and I wanted to say, in 1974, you had Title IX.
Right.
Women were finally allowed to start participating in sports, which was kind of big. So they started to, into the 80s, that generation of women were able to fully come into their own by, I feel like in the 2000s, it was okay to go into the gym, right? And women stopped giving a shit about the physique that men wanted. And it was more about their health. It was more about how they felt about themselves. They kind of claimed their physical fitness and health for themselves. Had nothing to do with you guys. No offense. But right now, you'll see a ton of women and older women in the gym. I mean, they're on testosterone. We talked about this. They don't even want anything to do with us older guys because they're all juiced up.
Dude, I see them. I see them deadlifting. I see them squatting. I mean, they're hitting it hard.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Well, bone density loss is a real thing in women. And by the way, I just saw a singer named Avery or some shit like that, she's like in her 20s, just got back from the doctor, did Ozempic for a year. She has every osteoporosis or osteo thing you can think of now because she's losing bone in her 20s because she did Ozempic.
Oh, wow.
So warning, shout out to those ladies. Just keep lifting weights and stay the fuck off of those GLP-1s and 2s because they will fuck up your bone density and they will fuck up your bodies horribly. But yeah, I think this whole new generation of girls with quote unquote figures, they wear what they want. They wear yoga pants. They wear midriffs. They do what they want. There's
all shapes and sizes. They don't care, and it's
right.
awesome.
And no one. And by the way, men are enjoying seeing it. From what I can tell, they're not complaining too much. And the old fogies that they just shut the fuck up about it because you're getting a free show.
Because nobody's listening anyway. Nobody cares what they think.
Yeah, and again, trends. If you overwhelm people with shit like Trump does, if all these ladies are like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna wear what I want." If 50 million girls are out there wearing yoga pants and fucking bras, basically, essentially walking outside, no one's gonna say shit to them. They're a force.
I know.
That's what happens. You have to fucking overwhelm people with shit.
But then you'll always hear the other side, which men can't control themselves. Was she dressed like that? How was I supposed to resist?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Bro, maybe MAGA fucking men can't control themselves, but in general, men can control themselves, especially if you were raised right by your fucking, I said white, raised right by your mother. You can behave. I mean, I had a mother. She taught me fucking right from wrong, no matter what. Besides common sense, your parents should have given you a pretty good moral fucking compass, and if they didn't, they're pieces of shit. I mean, give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
give me a fucking break, dude. I mean, just it's a joke if that's a fucking joke if you can't figure out right from wrong at a certain age.
It's an excuse, and we love our excuses. I wanted to bring up a couple of the odder things. I remember growing up, they had the grapefruit diet. It also came with pills, but it was like lose
Oh,
weight. I mean,
yeah.
none of
Yeah, you
it.
remember when Bob Palcic was on the cabbage diet? Remember when the
Dude,
whole locker room was going through the cabbage diet in Atlanta?
My first year there, the whole coaching staff and everybody upstairs was on that cabbage soup diet.
And
And
some of the
it
fat
smelled
safety
like
too.
ass. It smelled so bad. It was horrible. I would have to go up there to
tell us what the cabbage diet is. You
they just
remember?
ate cabbage soup.
Right. They ate cabbage soup all week long, and then like every like third day you could like splurge and eat like 3 steaks or some shit, or a fucking whole chicken, or a half a fucking turkey. But then you'd have to go back to the cabbage soup. It was super weird, but players were doing it. DBs that couldn't make weight were fucking doing it.
Oh,
It smelled terrible, dude. It was an awful diet.
oh God, it was so bad.
I'm probably Melissa's mom. When my producer's mom went through every diet imaginable, I'm almost positive she probably did.
Well,
the diet.
and what
Well,
could
and
be
nobody
healthy
looked like they
about
lost any
eating
weight.
only grapefruit? I mean, you're not getting the caloric intake. You're certainly not growing any muscle. Yeah, you're going to lose weight. No shit, you're not eating.
Oh, by the way, don't be on any medication when you're fucking eating grapefruit, because it fucks with your medication. It's one of the worst things you could possibly eat when you take certain medications.
Oh wow.
It literally cancels out the medication. Don't ask me why the fuck I know that. It's just one
We
of those dumb things I know.
we roll into like the zone diet.
What's that?
Everybody's favorite Atkins diet.
Wait. What the fuck is the zone diet? Explain yourself.
Well, I'd have to do a little bit deeper, but again, we're getting into the meats, we're getting the vegetables, but we're really specific on the zone. The most important part you need to know is it came with bars. Okay.
Oh yeah, and those bars were all right. I mean,
Yeah,
that
the
was
bar's fine, but I mean,
this wasn't an
you can
unsound
speak to this.
diet.
I mean, overall, you're not trying to diet; you're trying to eat better and
Right.
exercise. I mean,
Well,
Rob, the bars weren't part of the. I mean, they were part of the diet, but they were meant to fill in. It was like instead of eating a candy bar, you eat this bar, and they were fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that diet made more sense.
Correct.
Than a lot
and
of
the
the
Atkins diet was basically just meat and eggs. No.
Well, yeah, and you're basically putting yourself into a diabetic state.
Ketosis, right? Ketosis.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
which
Rob,
is not healthy.
You've been I've known you my whole life. You are generally a fairly healthy guy. What do you think the key to, maintaining your weight, keeping a good blood pressure? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean,
you and Bill are very healthy, but you're super consistent. I could get Bill to smoke crack and eat a steak every once in a while. I can never do anything.
I think you're right on the consistency. You just have to find what you like and what works for you. But I mean, it's been around for centuries.
So what works for you? I'm asking.
For me, listen, as a chubby kid, I went to the tuna diet, and I was no better than any of these people. I'd eat one meal a day, and it was a tuna salad sandwich. Boom, I'm done.
When you were a fat kid, like 40 years ago. Okay.
Yeah,
then after that, after you lost the weight, what did you do to maintain your lifestyle?
Well, here's the challenge. It's fucking expensive to go to the grocery store and eat fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are expensive.
It's going to get more expensive.
Prioritize the time to do it, to prepare it. Sometimes you can make a meal that you can box for 3 days for your lunch type of thing. It's not always exciting, but you're just trying to get the nutrients from different things. Fruits and vegetables are important. Protein, obviously, you need it. I'm not down on meat or chicken. All I'm saying is moderation with pretty much everything. And as far as keeping your blood pressure down, avoid the orange guy. Is my best advice.
Did you avoid like seed oils, like canola oils? Do you try to stick with like healthier oils, avocado, olive?
Olive. If you can find real olive oil, yes, I do.
What brand do you buy, if you don't mind saying? Do you remember?
It's out of some Italian something or other. And,
but it's legit.
My mother-in-law would also send from a place in Pennsylvania that has.
Oh, by the way, who invented olive oil? A black guy. I'm just kidding. He didn't. I have no idea. I just felt like saying that.
Well, he was brown anyway. Okay.
Yeah. He was darker hued.
And you wouldn't have seen that on your fucking color monitor, by the way, because the guy that co-invented the fucking color PC monitor, a black guy, just so you know. I know, dude. I'm having one of those days, Bill.
It's understandable.
I hear you.
I mean, it's hard to see a tragedy like that affects the whole nation and see the response that we got. Unacceptable and not very American, I might say, because
It's super un-American, and that's another thing, you guys. I think we could roll with is how fucking un-American Trump is. It would not hurt Democratic leaders to fucking roll around, get on their fucking high horses, and say, "This is the most un-American motherfucker I've ever seen in a White House," and just say "un-American" over and over and over and over again, the way they said "Let's go, Brandon," until it sticks in our fucking craws. And then every time you see Trump, you just think of what an un-American orange prick he is. That's a fucking great word, Rob. Actually, I'm gonna go with that. He's an un-American son of a bitch. He really is. He is. He's really un-American.
Gene,
he really is.
I wanted to put this up. Did you have this in your high school weight room?
A universal gym, and I had one in my basement that my dad bought from Kmart. Yeah, and then he punched a hole in the ceiling so it could go all the way up through. That was my first lifting experience. 8th grade, he bought me a universal machine, and I just went down and I got on that very machine, that bench press right there, and I just started doing fucking reps and then adding weight until I could do the whole fucking thing. I don't know how long it took. But yeah, that was how I initially got strong. I would do the squat machine on the universal machine, the leg press. Of course, mine wasn't that big. It was a cheap miniature version, but it worked out well for me. And yeah, I remember it well. I mean, they're very effective actually because it keeps your body in the proper lifting position. You can't, go out of position when you use these universal machines.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Oh, that's Melissa's favorite. I know it's Bill's favorite. That's how that became a world class. Yeah.
Well, and here's the up-to-date one where you can really increase your strength up to 90 pounds, Billy. Jesus.
Is that what all the MAGA tech bros are using now?
Oh, yeah. You got to.
My dad was a PE teacher, though, but so he had all this shit, all that equipment. So
I also didn't want to forget another Thigh Master.
Suzanne Suggs. Yeah.
Very popular. She made a ton of money off that. And it was... it kept people engaged. They really did enjoy watching her.
That's because there was so much innuendo involved in what the Thigh Master was actually doing for you. So
I mean, look at that. As seen on TV. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Awesome. And all kidding aside, I know Uncle Bill's got some information on some of the Nautilus stuff. I will put this one up first. This was by far my most favorite Nautilus machine. Now, it's not necessarily in the spirit of Nautilus, but when you talked about squats, Billy, you put that board down. You could do dips. You could do pull-ups. The thing was amazing.
Oh, yeah. And, dude, you can get strong just doing dips and pull-ups. Those are great exercises.
Absolutely.
Body weight stuff.
Push-ups,
awesome.
pull-ups,
push-ups, pull-ups,
squats.
Yeah.
So to that end, I thought Nautilus was kind of interesting because, Gene, you talked about the universal machine doesn't allow you to use bad technique. If you're doing dumbbell press, sometimes, your technique's off. You can hurt yourself, joint pain. Nautilus was something that we kind of grew up. My dad started doing it and would take us to the gym to kind of watch.
It was huge in the 70s. I remember
huge. Nautilus and racquetball.
I think University of Iowa had Nautilus machines when I went to Iowa State for football. They were still using Nautilus in 86, 87, I think. I don't know when they switched out of it, but
I think the Bengals used them in the 80s too.
Yeah, they were one of the last teams to use Nautilus in college football, I remember, because we played them every year, and it was just their whole weight room was just filled with yellow shit, and and that was all Nautilus's colors. So,
and what was the whole point behind that, Billy?
So it was all based around that cam, and it gave you a fuller range of motion.
Okay.
It was safer. It was harder to hurt yourself. And the theory behind the science behind it was that you did one set, high intensity set, you went to failure. So you picked a weight, you could get maybe 10 to 12. And after that last rep, you were done. You could not literally move that weight with great form. So,
and it was circuit training, right? I mean, you continued.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you kept your heart rate up between machines. It was like a circuit of 8 to 10, right? You went from one to the next, and it gassed you, man. It was brutal. I had a buddy who started working at a Nautilus facility, and dude, within 2 months, that dude looked like he put an air hose in his mouth. He just got jacked.
Dang.
And, part of the theory was you don't do it every day, right? You hit it hard and you give your body recovery time because, that's when you get that growth. That's when you're in that growth zone. So you're not over fatiguing yourself, but the workouts are intense. They're short. So, very time friendly, but you really need to push yourself. I worked out with a guy in San Diego who had a Nautilus set up in his garage up in La Jolla. Weird guy, man. But he really knew the science, and the workouts were great. Like so hard you dreaded going.
Oh, wow.
And then, and I knew a little bit about it. I kind of had a background. So then I started training him. So I got to work out there for free because I could put him through and gave him a good workout. Weird dude though, man. I remember he had this painting of these German planes strafing these British soldiers. And I commented on it one time. And he's like, "Oh yeah, well, Eisenhower was a Jew, I'm like, "Oh, all right, you know what? We're done. I'm never coming back here."
That's weird. Oh my god,
we're done.
That's weird.
So
very weird.
I just wanted to throw this photo up too, to Gene's point. It's really hard to have bad technique, much like the Universal machine with the Nautilus. You can see this guy's arms are pretty pinned in there, and you can't fuck it up, which is really kind of nice. And even at fatigue, the spotting was just a little touch on the bar without messing with the person's technique.
Yeah, keeping their form good and just kind of coaching them and a little bit of help through it.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Okay. There's probably a fad though. Just it fell out of favor for other shit, I imagine.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's kind of like it turned into this, where you got kind of both. Having trouble with this thing here, where you got kind of both. Now we've incorporated a little bit of the Nautilus with the flies, the leg extension, but now we're using weights as well with the pull down. So
which is fine. But the pec decks that I see, I don't like them as much as I like the old Nautilus one.
Yeah.
Aren't they training doing a lot of off balance shit now? Like get on a board on one foot and
I'm not a big fan of that.
You're not?
I'm really not.
Okay.
I mean, it depends what you're doing though. Like we would watch Ryan O'Reilly, who played for the Blues. He's in Nashville now, but he would do these crazy weight training exercises with balance on those balls and stuff, with weights and motion. It was incredible.
Really?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's great for building balance. If you want a stick handle on a Bosu ball on one leg and shift, sure, it's great for balance and skill and coordination. But for building muscle, I don't think it's necessary.
I would agree. And I don't think he was using it for that. But you're absolutely right.
But
guys are, I mean, I wouldn't say everyday guys could use it.
Just something to work in. Gene seems to be paused.
Well, I mean,
there he is. Oh, now he's back.
And again, I mean, you still can't beat the old school, bench, deadlift, squat.
Yeah.
Those heavy compound exercises, they'll grow your body. They'll make you strong.
And maybe it's always nice to have a good friend for spotting, or maybe you hire somebody like Uncle Bill to help you with your training, because he has been doing it for, now 30 some years, easy. Am I right?
Well, yeah, off and on. Yeah. But definitely got more serious about it over the past few years for sure.
Oh, you're killing it, buddy. You look like $1 million.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know how you do it. Gene, we will circle back about the beer and why it doesn't increase your breast size. I don't need you in a D cup anytime soon.
Getting close.
I guess you're just doing a cancer test now.
No, that's like this.
We got to put them on a shelf.
Announcement.
Yeah.
I don't know that any of us have this today.
The shake weight?
Oh, go ahead, Billy.
What about the shake weight?
The shake weight.
You don't remember anything?
You don't believe in the shake weight, do you?
No, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It got grumpy where he is today.
That was the epitome of, let me invent something for lazy ass fucking Americans I know they'll love, because it's literally not even exercising, and they can't, and it looks like you're fucking jacking something off. So it was a double bonus.
Yeah. Well, and for the record,
you
have that stuff back where you have people in front of the TV doing the pedal thing. But it turns out that it runs on batteries. You just put your feet on it and it keeps going.
You lied.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
That's awesome.
Put a little effort into it. God damn it.
Nah, just fun. If you do it, if you don't want to do anything other than anything, just fucking walk. Walk every single day.
Yeah,
and
walking's great.
That'll keep you alive longer than not walking. So,
Uncle Bill, let's put the shake weight up because I know this guy was shaking. Look at those arms from just shaking it.
I'm just doing the shake weight 5 minutes a day.
This is a little disturbing because it's so close to her face when she's shaking.
On purpose. On purpose.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's terrible. That was a terrible, hilarious invention, but terrible.
Yeah. Somebody got rich off it though.
And I think you might be right because I'm seeing a trend of all this. I mean, watch your eye, honey. Jesus.
The only person in the shake weight is if Vince Offer would have been fucking promoting it, the fucking sham wow guy, the slap chop. He would that's the only thing that would have made it fucking worse than it already was. Vince Offer. You remember Vince Offer, don't you? Sham wow, the sham wow guy.
Yeah,
the guy that got the hit. Oh my god, what the hell is that, Rob?
Well, that's what somebody asking what happened to it, but this is more to the orange guy style. Double hands, baby.
I remember that. That's an SNL skit with Kristen Wiig. I actually remember that. So.
Yeah, that was funny.
Okay, and just so I'm not seeming to be sexist, here's a guy jerking it to his own face. So you get what you get, but be careful with that. You can still get it on Amazon, so that's a plus if you're looking for it. And I'll just end with this one because it is actually moving. Look at that.
Oh my God.
And then at that point, you just hit the showers.
Call it a day.
All right. And on that topic, I guess I should go back to where we started, which was the happy ending.
Yeah.
That was a happy ending right there.
I think today is a really tough day for the happy ending. It's been brutal from the confirmation hearings to watching how the leader of the free world handled such a catastrophe that we are all kind of dealing with. I'm open to any happy endings either of you might have.
Well, we had a chance to get together and talk some shit and laugh a little bit, so that'll work.
I'll take that. Gino?
I'll keep it brief. When all you white people are going to punch in your code tonight on fucking ADT and your alarm, invented by a black chick, 1966. You're welcome. That's my fucking happy ending because
you're frozen, Gino.
Well done.
I like it.
We have security systems because of a black woman. A black woman. Motherfuckers.
I will just based on the topic, I'm going to stick with the fact that you can still get the weight shaker on Amazon as my happy ending.
The shake weight.
I'll bet it is. I'll bet you'll be buying it for Burns tonight, won't you? Big guy.
The shake weight. I love it.
That is classic.
No, it's always good to talk to you guys. Thank God we can actually do this because I don't do news anymore, dudes. I don't fuck around with that mainstream bullshit anymore. I get my information from real places. And it's just it's super depressing the last fucking week.
And it's not that hard to find. It's not that hard to find actual sources if you go out of your comfort zone a little bit or just Google it. You'll find there's a lot of people out there that are sharing actual truth that aren't necessarily in a cult. So to me, that's very positive. I do feel like this pushback from what we're seeing in 10 days that he's been in here is going to happen because this is not sustainable for anybody.
From us, Democrats get off, elected officials wake the fuck up. But yeah, from regular fucking people, absolutely. And the new media and all the Substacks.
That's right.
Costa just left fucking CNN, starting his own Substack.
I saw that.
His last show, he literally said, don't fucking bow down to a fucking tyrant.
Yeah.
And that was his sending off. And I agree with that. Don't bow down to the fucker. This wannabe bully pussy ass orange motherfucker. He ain't worth it.
And there's more of us than them, so I feel like
And
we have an opportunity here, and we need some feedback as well. And again, I'm happy to put any information that anybody needs in show notes. So let us know what the issues might be, and certainly chime in. We could use it.
yeah, and and just remember that shocking and overwhelming us is the whole point of this. They wanted to come out and blitz us, so don't fall for it. Don't let it get to you, even on days like today where it feels impossible. Be kind, talk to people, get to know your neighbors. Just don't play into it.
To your guys' point, talking to you two for this hour and 5 minutes really saved my day. I was having some serious issues. I was running into some people out in the public that really aren't aware that they're not being helped, and they're just blindly supporting something that's bad for them. So that was a little depressing. You guys have certainly improved my mood. I hope that'll continue the rest of my day.
And that shake weight that you're going to buy Burns is going to improve your mood in about 2.5 weeks. Nothing. Crickets. You're a smart man, Rob. You're a smart man.
Good seeing you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right, buddy. Talk to you guys later. See ya.